Hey, I was over at my local charity thrift store. I spotted this for $9.99 for ages 10 plus. I think I qualify. Um, Took a quick look inside. The manual looks like it's in great shape. There we go. And I looked on the internet, and in the corner, I'll put where you can get it still. If you're in the US, it's from Sears for $78.14. So, what I'm going to do is just pull this out and give a quick go over of it. The plan is I'm going to go through their project guide here. I'm going to do a few of them at the beginning, and probably this will be 2 videos, maybe 3, as I get into the more complicated ones. They do have here an RTS0073, and that gets into all the sound circuits. But it does start right off at the fundamentals here. So let's take a real quick look at this. It has resistors, it has capacitors, and all you do is hook up the little wires and make your circuit like that. It has a microphone, it has a variable resistor, some push buttons, a speaker to make noise, a battery compartment, a couple LEDs, cadmium photocell or photoresistor. By the looks of it, 2 NPN transistors. So it's got a few things on it. So the first thing is about the manual. They have lots of nice pictures. They give you directions on how to set everything up. Talks about the different components, LEDs, etc. One thing is, this is using conventional current flow. And if you don't know the difference between it and electron flow, is when they first did electronics, they said, hey, electrons must come out of the positive here and go around the circuit this way. That's conventional. This is electron flow is the electrons come out of the negative, go around the circuit this way. The only difference between the two is the direction that the actual electrons go. This book, though, is really heavy on pushing that conventional current flow is the only thing in reality. And they even say that the electrons are going from positive to negative, which they don't. But other than that, this is meant for 10-year-olds and plus. So I'm probably going to start with this circuit here and just build it up. Then I'll do several more of them and talk about them. So let me just build the circuit first. So here's number 3 circuit. And all it's going to do is demonstrate the difference between how much current flows if you've got a 1K resistor versus a 10K resistor. They refer to it as resistance. This is the diagram that they have. Now they've got this thing coming down here to indicate this is a ground. Really, this is the circuit here. So let's try it out. I added red wires into this kit, and I'll add some black wires also, just to make it a bit easier to follow stuff. So here's the power going down to the switch, both switches. Then from the switches, it comes over to different resistive values, 1K and 10K, then back over, both of them coming back over here to the LED, and the LED back to the negative. So I'm going to turn off the lights. And when I push play, This is obviously the 1K resistor. It lights up quite nicely. And if I push it on to the 10K, you can barely see it lighting up. But it is. So that's the first circuit. So it gives a 10-year-old an idea that as resistance increases, current decreases, and the LED doesn't get as bright. And the next one will be this one here, number 8, where they've got a photoresistor in line with the LED. So I'll build this one up next. So now I've got it built up. You got power going to the play button going over to the 1K coming back to the photoresistor going to the LED, and LED going back to negative. So when you push the, oops, slightly out of frame, push this one, LED lights. But as you put your finger on the photoresistor, it now goes to a high resistance and the light goes off. So the next one will be number 9, showing a capacitor charging and discharging. Actually, that's kind of a good one for a demo. This is number 9 circuit. So essentially when I push this button here, it's going to apply juice around through the red LED, then back down to this capacitor, which will slowly charge. So the light should actually dim, turn on bright, then dim slowly. And then when I release this one and push this one, it's now giving the discharge path back through the resistor and through the other LED. So let's see if it works. Okay, bright, dimming down. It's not going down all the way, which you would expect, so there might be a bit of recapping required on this thing. And then I push the other one. The green lit up for a moment. Let's see, I might have to really... Okay, there's a charging through the LED, and then discharging through the other LED. So, cute little experiment there. And here's the next one, the transistor. I did make a modification. Basically, you push the record, very little current's going to go through this one, lights up the green LED, well, not when you put that little amount of current through this one, turns the transistor partially on, which lights up the red. When you hit the play instead, it's going through a 4.7K. There's a lot more current flowing through the base. This gets turned on full. You'll actually see the green light up, and the red will go bright. Obviously, they had 10K. I could not see the difference between these two, other than the green barely lit. So here it's all set up, and if I push play, this is through the 4.7K, it turns bright red, and you can see the green LED has slightly lit up. Now if I push it through the 1.2 meg, the red does light up, and you can't see anything on the green. I can see the difference in the red. I'm not sure how much you're going to see it. So there's with the 4.7, there's with the 1.2 meg. That's it for this video. I'll be doing more in the next one, and hence I can cut out most of the intro on it, because they've got sound ones, flashy ones, and lots of other stuff coming up in it. So, have a good day. Bye.